Weave pulls is a great way to exercise your dog. In this video, we'll have more advanced weave pulls, which that would be Tonka. He's totally advanced. He does it better than any agility dog. I can cast him to do it, and we'll have the beginners. We'll have puppies doing it. This isn't a client. This is my dog. This is Tonka, and Tonka can do the weave pulls, and I can cast him to do it. I can just stand there. I don't have to walk beside him. Katya asked me if he can go to the end and then come back and do it. And I said, no, I didn't really think about doing that. And since she brought it up, now I'm going to train him to do it. And I start doing it right at this lesson. He's just doing this here. And I know he can't get this right away. And this was one, I probably worked with him for about 15, 20 minutes. We stayed on it until then. Now, see, I go down to the end and I want him to do it. And he can't go around the right. He's never done it. It's muscle memory. So this isn't going to be an easy session for him. He's just going down through it. He's just excited because he doesn't know what the hell I'm saying. He can go back the other way doing it, but I'm having him go around a different gate. So he's totally not used to it. So he has to do this because I made the decision. So what he's going to do is going to go all the way down, and then he's got to go around and then weave the rest of them. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, it's not going to be a completed task in this session. See, he just really doesn't know what I'm asking of him. He's just whatever, See, there's a gate back here you can't see, but he's trying to get him to go through it. This is another session. We're going to work the same shit. And like I said, you can't expect it. See, he could go down from that end. That's not the problem. But I need to train him to go, instead of he's done, he needs to spin around the last gate and come back. So he's confused. He's confused and he's excited right here. And know that. If your dog isn't doing it, it's not because your dog's really being an asshole. It's just because the dog is confused and you haven't, worked it out with the dog. The dog isn't trained properly. He isn't trained to do this. He isn't. This is not a problem. This is not a problem. See, I'm trying to get him, right now, I'm trying to get him to just circle around, start from a different position, circle around and go into the gate a different way. And it's confusing to him. He's like, what do you want me to do? Now, he doesn't want to make a mistake because he's taught it that way. But he has to totally not go in through a gate. He's got to go where there's no gate. He's got to go around the pole now because we're going to get him to go down and back. And right now what I'm doing is I have him in front of the gate that I want him to go through. He's really excited. He doesn't know what I'm saying. He does not get this. Remember, dog training is muscle memory. He's screwing up right now. This is not a problem. This is not a problem. He's doing fine. Don't expect, if you're going to teach a dog to do something complicated, that it's going to go good the first, second session. Don't worry about it. In the long run, the dog will be better because of it. So we stay on target, and we're working this out, me and Tonka. That's exactly what we're doing. And you'll see in just a second what I was doing there is I was getting him to go around the pole properly. Now I'm going to move the camera, and you can kind of see more of what I'm doing. So I'm using my arm and sort of gesturing and using the healing stick and trying to see. No, see, he didn't do it right. I'm telling him to come back. I want him to go. No, see? I want him to go around. See, it's a problem. See, that now you understand what's going on here. There, he did it. I said yes. That's the first time he did it. That's exactly what I'm going to need him to do. So keep in mind where I'm standing right now. Now, he didn't do it right. I'm not bitching him out too much, though. He didn't go through the right gate, but it doesn't matter. He's going around that pole, which is what I need. There, he did it right. I said yes. So he knows he's doing it right at this point. This is very difficult. Now I'm going to move the armadillo and that cooler. I'm starting to step back a little bit. Now, see, he's having a little problem. Now watch this. Now, see, I'm going up to this, and then he really starts getting this. He's really got it because I've been saying yes, and he likes it. The dogs like it when you tell them that they're doing a good job. Now, I'm not saying that he's doing it proper or he's not having mistakes. He's having mistakes. He's a dog. Remember that. It's a dog, man. But see, he's doing that right. So each time he goes around the pole and goes through that gate, I'm saying yes. And I'm trying to step back a little bit further, right? And then that's how I'm going to do it, is I'm going to get all the way to the end. So see what I'm doing? I'm having him go through this gate. No, it's not doing it right. I'm saying here, heel. No. Go around the pole, then go through the gate that way. So it's muscle memory. So he's going to learn to do that so that when he does that on this end, then we'll change and we'll teach him to do it down at the other end. But he's getting it. He's getting it. This will take a couple more days. You know, I'm working with a puppy right now. So, you know, the shoemaker's children have no shoes. We're going to teach Tonka how to do this. They did it wrong. And so I'm stopping him. Don't take off, Tonka. Do it right. There you go. Yes. That's right at the point where I say yes. Right when he's going through that gate. See his body language? He knows that he's doing good. He's doing it right. No, he did it wrong there. It's no big deal. I stopped him. I need him to go around the pole. No, he did it wrong again. This is not a problem. There you go. Yes. Right there is where I say yes. Worry about your timing with everything when you're training a dog. It's very important. Now this is the part you could tell where he really starts picking up on it. We're not stopping right now. We're going to work him for a few more minutes. But he's really picking up on it and he likes it because I'm saying yes. So he knows he's doing good. So I keep calling him back. And we keep doing this because we are building on success. And remember, this is an older dog that's had a lot of training. So I can work him. If I wanted to, I could work him 20 minutes if I wanted to. You know? But, I want to keep it at about 15 minutes. But we're getting success on this one, so I really want to end on a high note. And the high note is he's doing it great, and each time he does it, each time he goes through the gate, I say yes. So he's down at the end, he's screwing around a little bit, but I don't care. So now I'm stepping back a little bit farther. He has a little bit of trouble here when I step back this. See? Now watch this again. He has a little bit of trouble here. There we go. Now you see what we're doing here? Now we're starting from a different gate. And we're going to work our way all the way back down to the end. So this is new. This is new on this, too. You see? See, he's doing it. Yes. He's doing it. He's going to do the whole thing. This is not a problem. This is not a problem for this dog. It's not a if I want to teach any dog to do this, I can teach any dog to do this. It's just advanced weave pulls. If you see, there's a little bit of problem there. If you see the food trainers do it, it's ridiculous. They have to run next to the dog, and I'm not saying that that's not okay. That's okay at first, but if you have a dog like this with a lot of training, you should be able to cast the dog through the weed pulls. And in this case, this dog will be able to cast through the weed pulls from the very end, turn around and come back. He's going to turn around and come back. I don't see that in any agility. It's because it's food-trained dogs. That's exactly what the problem is. It's food-trained dogs. This dog has never been trained with food. This is about a 13-week-old puppy learning weed pulls. She's also has an e-collar on. We are not using it. We're just have it on her, getting her used to it. That's why you might see her like shaking, or sometimes she'll sit down and like try and scratch it. She's just got to get used to it. We're not using it yet. But she's doing the weed pulls. And I want to talk about positive reinforcement trainers because they're ridiculous and they'll tell you garbage that isn't true. Now, they'll use stuff. This is Gus, by the way. He's doing much better at the weed pulls. They use stuff like it's a bastardization of operant conditioning. They say that they're using a science-based dog training. They're not. Operant conditioning is about both the positive and the negative and the alleviation of both. It isn't about just the positive. It doesn't go good for your dog. Now, as far as weed pulls go, they'll say you can't even teach a 13-week-old puppy this. And the way that they do it is ridiculous. But they say that you should wait until the dog's 2 years old, which is absurd. Because you want to wait until the dog's through growing because they might have problems with their hips and stuff like that. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Nobody's overworking this puppy, and the puppy is walking through the weed pulls, and that's how we want it. If the puppy was off leash running around the yard, the dog would be much more of a chance getting hurt. The dog's got to walk, right? See, they just cite some kind of bullshit, and you got to take in consideration of the breed. So if it was a Presa, you know, they might have more of a problem with hips and everything, but you don't overwork that dog either. This dog, the little Aussie cattle dog, should jump up in the air. You know, I'm trying to control her, but we're not. We're teaching her Frisbee too, but she's not going to be doing Frisbee, jumping up in the air a whole lot. She's going to do it by the time that she goes. So don't listen to these people. They're citing something that may be true, but they're not using their head. They just don't know what they're talking about. They just don't know what they're talking about. You think that this is hurting Gus's hips by him walking? He's a puppy too. Walking through the weave poles? It's nonsense. Nonsense. Here's the puppy again. The puppy's starting to get the weave poles. And you'll notice this by how the puppy sort of say she's trying to itch the collar. They don't like the e-collar either, but you use the e-collar when we start using it lower than a human can feel it. So what's the point? They don't know what they're doing. That's the point. So I'm bitching her out a little bit right here, and then I'm going to get her to do the weave pulls. And you watch, there's much less leading with the leash. She's because of muscle, see, she's trying to sit down and scratch the collar. We don't want her to scratch the collar. But just watch. She's starting to get it. It's muscle memory. She knows that she needs to walk through the weave pulls. In about another week and a half, 2 weeks, she'll be doing it off leash. Don't listen to these positive reinforcement food trainers. The way that they want you to teach the weave pulls is absurd. They want you to wait until the dog's 2 years old to teach them the weave pulls. It's nonsense. It's all nonsense. It is. Does this puppy look like it's being overworked? No. No, it doesn't, does it? It's just bullshit. They can't do this. They can't do anything. They won't even teach the dog no, which is unrealistic because you're going to end up saying no to the dog anyway. So find a balance trainer that's going to show you how to properly, tell the dog when it's screwing up. Don't go to somebody that's purely positive. Mostly, it's children that think that this purely positive thing is effective. That's why Zach George has millions of subscribers. They're kids. Now, see, she's going a little bit too fast. I'm going to turn around. We're going to go back to the beginning. I told her the no. So we're going to start off from the beginning. I'm bitching her out, and here we go. See what she's doing? She's picking up on this. She is. She's picking up on this. Now, this is later in the afternoon. She's sort of more... Well, there you go. There she is. She's walking pretty good. See, there's less direction with the leash. But notice the big fat collar that I have on the dog. That way the dog can't hurt its trachea. The food trainers will tell you to use a harness. Harnesses are for sled dogs and guide dogs. You must use a big fat wide collar so that the dog doesn't hurt its trachea. Okay? You cut down a large collar, meaning an adult collar, and put new holes in it. That's how you do it. You don't want to hurt the puppy. So see the way that she's starting to walk through it with way less direction. When I first start doing this, the dog's kind of lunging out. Once again, you better have a big fat wide collar on the dog. This dog's really snapping too, and this dog will be great at the weave pulls. She will. She'll be great. See the way she's walking through it? She's getting this due to muscle memory. We do this, 3 times a day, sometimes 4. One day we might work on something else and just do this once a day. See the way she's walking through there? She's got this. She's going to be great at this. Do not listen to these positive reinforcement food trainers. They're totally unrealistic. They're telling you what you want to hear. It's nonsense. Your dog lives in a human world. They need to be compliant. They do. We got 4 million dogs dying every year, and 46% of puppies that are acquired in the first year are given up. 46%, almost half, are given up the first year. We got Gus coming up and Tonka. Watch this. Here's Gus again, and Gus has gotten a lot better at this. He's becoming much more compliant at it. And now we're making a transition where instead of saying weave here, I say weave at the beginning. I'm still using the pointer. Still using the healing stick and pointing, but I'm not using, I screwed up here. We're going to make him do it right. That's important, especially with a dog like Gus. But we're making this transition. He will speed up. See, do you see that leg up? See, he's into it. He likes doing this. But do you understand? I just said weave, but then on the rest of them, I'm not saying weave. I'm just saying when it gets to the end, I'm saying good boy. And then we start again, I say weave. So it's just weave. If he screws up, I might say no, weave, or no, here. Right there, I said no, here. But it takes time. It takes time. And the dog notice his tail? He's into it. He's a very good boy. Take your time. Any dog can learn doing this. And did you notice he was walking? He wasn't running. He's a puppy.